Starting Monday, every job in the country goes from 5 days a week to 4. Same pay, no cuts, just 1 extra day off every single week for the rest of your working life. That's the part where you're supposed to say, "Sounds too good to be true." And normally I'd agree with you. Except this already happened. Real companies, real paychecks, real Fridays off. And when the results came back, even the people running the experiment didn't expect this. Also, if your boss is watching this with you right now, act natural. Here's the actual mechanic, hypothetically applied nationwide. Every worker moves from a 40-hour week to a 32-hour week. Same salary, same benefits. The only thing that changes is you stop showing up on Friday. Do the quick math on that, and it sounds like a disaster for whoever signs your paycheck. You're paying the exact same amount of money for 20% less labor. Multiply that across an entire company, and on paper, that's a straight-up hole in the budget. Wait, that math only holds up if output actually drops by 20% too. And that's the entire bet this episode is built on. Does cutting the day cut the output? Or does something else happen the moment you take it away? The good news is nobody has to guess. This has actually been tried. Not once. 3 times in 3 different countries at real scale. And the pattern that shows up is almost suspiciously consistent. Start with the biggest one. In 2022, the UK ran the largest 4-day week trial the world has ever seen. 61 companies signed up. Marketing agencies, a bank, even a fish and chip shop, all running the same deal. 100% of the pay, 80% of the hours, in exchange for holding 100% of the output. A fish and chip shop bet its whole business on this. That takes either serious guts or a serious lack of self-preservation. Revenue didn't collapse. It barely moved during the trial itself, up about 1.4%. And when those same companies compared the trial period to the same months a year earlier, revenue was up 35% on average. But the real story wasn't the revenue line. It was everywhere else. Sick days dropped by almost 2/3. People reporting burnout dropped 71%. And staff quitting, one of the most expensive problems any company has, dropped 57%. Turns out replacing your best employees costs more than giving them a nap. Groundbreaking stuff. 6 months later, 92% of the companies kept the 4-day week going. 18 made it permanent on the spot. No more testing required. Then there's the one that made headlines everywhere. Microsoft, Japan. They closed the entire office every Friday for a month and paid everyone as usual. A massive corporation just closed. On purpose. For a month. Sales per employee jumped almost 40% compared to the same month the year before. Not flat, not stable. Up. And the side effects were almost comedic. Printing dropped 59%. Electricity use dropped 23%. The office basically ran itself lighter and got more done at the same time. The printer got a day off too. Everybody wins. Part of how they pulled it off. Meetings got capped at 30 minutes, full stop. No more hour-long calls that could have been a message. And when they asked employees afterward what they thought, 92% said they wanted to keep it. 92% of employees agreeing on literally anything is basically a miracle. Ask a company to agree on what temperature to set the office thermostat, and you'll get a civil war. And before either of those, Iceland ran its own version. Over 2,500 workers moved from 40 hours down to 35 or 36, same pay. It landed so well that today, 86% of Iceland's entire workforce is either on shorter hours or has the legal right to ask for them. 3 countries, 3 trials. Same direction every time. Case closed? Almost. One honest asterisk. Iceland's actual cut was smaller than it sounds. Most workplaces trimmed 1 to 4 hours, not a full day. Strong evidence that trimming hours doesn't hurt output. Not quite the same as proving a full day disappears with zero cost everywhere. Okay, so why does this keep working across totally different countries and companies? And don't tell me everyone just works harder out of guilt. Give me the real reason. The leading theory: a 5-day week is full of hidden slack, meetings that didn't need to happen, low energy stretches, constant switching between tasks. Compress the week, and people naturally cut the fat instead of the muscle. Rested employees also just make fewer expensive mistakes. And mistakes cost real money in ways a spreadsheet doesn't catch until they've already happened. Now do the math on what that actually means for you. 1 extra day a week is 52 extra days a year. That's not a long weekend. That's basically 2 extra months. Every single year. Stretch that across a 40-year career, and you're looking at roughly 2,080 extra days off. That's not a nicer schedule. That's over 5 extra years of your actual life handed back to you, without giving up a single paycheck. And that's the part nobody puts in the headline. This was never just a productivity story. It's a get years of your life back for free story. When researchers actually asked UK employees afterward what it would take to give the day back, one number stood out more than any revenue chart. 15% said no amount of money could get them to go back to 5 days. No amount of money. On a channel literally called Money Hypothetically. That number is basically a red flag with dollar signs on it, and it wasn't always glamorous. Iceland's researchers found something almost funny. With the extra day, more men in relationships actually started doing their share of the housework. Turns out, "I don't have time" was doing a lot of heavy lifting as an excuse. For some people, that day also became room for a side project or a small business idea they'd never had time to start, which is a very different kind of return on investment than a revenue chart. Okay, so it's not magic. There's one real limit to all this, and it matters. Every single trial we just walked through was office or knowledge work. Marketing, banking, tech, sales. Jobs where the work is tasks, not a physical presence. Picture a nurse's shift, or a restaurant on a Friday night, or a cashier at 5 p.m. on a Saturday. That job doesn't compress. The patients and the customers still show up on Friday, whether the schedule says so or not. Someone still has to physically be standing there, in scrubs or an apron, whether or not the calendar says it's a day off. You can send a marketing team home a day early, and the campaign just gets finished Thursday night instead of Friday afternoon. You cannot send half the ER staff home and tell the other half to be 20% more efficient with the same number of patients walking through the door, which means covering the same hours takes more people, not the same people working smarter. That's a real cost, and it's the one piece nobody's tested at this scale yet. So here's the honest, hypothetical answer. For the kind of work most of us actually do, anything built around tasks instead of a physical shift. This already worked. Better output, way less burnout, people actually staying. Not a theory. Millions of people are living this right now. 5 years of your life given back for the exact same paycheck. If a company offered you that as a bonus, you'd take it in a heartbeat. This time, it's not a bonus. It's just math. It already worked for millions of people across 3 different countries in totally different industries. So, hypothetically, what's stopping your industry from being next? Drop your job in the comments. Let's see who's closest to getting their Friday back.